I think I made some pretty controversial decisions in this, so you're going to stick around and see. What's good, Roughnecks fans, and welcome back to the Roughnecks Analyst Podcast. I'm your host, Cullen Watkins, and oh doggy, do we have a good episode in store today, because earlier on SportsCenter, if you did not hear, the 8 XFL uniforms, or technically 16 since they were home and away uniforms, got revealed for the 8 franchises for the 2023 XFL season. How exciting is that? All of us football fans, we love uniforms, all right? Even if you say you don't care about uniforms, I know you secretly do. Every football fan loves uniforms. You gotta look good to play good type thing. I know that phrase was used a lot today, but regardless, before I get to ranking these, first of all, thank you for watching. Second of all, I gotta make it clear. I love all of these uniforms. I heard people on Twitter, these suck. The 2021s are so much better. All right, sure, the 2021s were phenomenal. It's nostalgia playing, though. I'm not even gonna lie. It's nostalgia playing, saying the 2021s were better than the new ones. The past is always looks better than the present type thing. All right, so in 3 years, people are gonna look at these and say those were amazing uniforms. Those are the same people saying that they hate them now. So please, all right, give these uniforms a chance if you hate these uniforms, because I love them all, all right? This list right here is simply just like my preferences. Other than that, I think the XFL hit very well on all of them. Just being clear. Starting off with number 8. I know this might be a little controversial, as I said in the intro. I have the St. Louis Battlehawks uniforms at number 8. Now, you may be saying, Cullen, why? Well, I love the 2020 uniforms for the Battlehawks. You had the blue helmet, and then the blue and white actual jersey and stuff. And that's what they have now when you talk about the jerseys. I'll put it up on the screen right now. As you can see, the home jersey, you have the blue and the white, and sort of like the military-esque St. Louis, and the number, which you see is 23 there. So it's all right. I like it. It's pretty good. And then for the away, more of a gray. I believe the away in 2020 was more white, but it looks like the Battlehawks are going to be more gray, at least from this picture shows on Twitter. And I'm fine with that too, but I do want to talk about the helmet. I think the helmet is the biggest reason why I rank the Battlehawks technically last on my list. And first of all, I like the blue. I love the blue helmet. And second of all, the wings don't look as good for the 2023 uniforms as it did in 2020. With the 2020 helmet, you had more of the helmet covered between the sword up the middle and then the longer wings on the side. I think it completed the helmet very well. But with this, I believe there's a stripe. The XFL needed to do, I wish they gave us a little better view of like all the helmets and all the angles of all these uniforms. But if you look on the side, they sort of moved, if you can imagine, they sort of moved in the wing a little bit more, it looked like, which it doesn't look bad. And the gray is going to take me a little used to get to, but I think the gray on gray, that's going to look pretty nice. But I really wish they kept with the blue helmets. I really like the 2020 helmets better. And you can see, I'm going to put up a picture now. That's Ryan Willis, the St. Louis quarterback. It looks good. All right, it's nothing too fancy, but it's just not eye-catching for me. So that's why I have it ranked at number 8. Nothing bad at all, but not necessarily my favorite. Number 7, I have the Orlando Guardians at number 7. Now, I know this is another one that people actually really liked, and I like it too, but if you remember in my logo ranking video, I talked about how the Orlando Guardians reminded me so much of the Alphas of the Spring League. The logo and the colors. And I was praying that wasn't going to be the case for the uniforms and the jerseys. It sort of was. When I saw this uniform, I'm going to put it up right now, especially the home. Reminds me so much of the Alphas, and I love the colors, and I love the color scheme and stuff, but I think I was so used to watching the Alphas in the Spring League that this jersey doesn't really catch my eye like it would have if this is a totally new brand of color to me. So the home, that dark green and that lime green, it looks very Florida-y, Everglades, Viper-y. There's no Vipers in Florida anymore, but it looks pretty good. And then you have the away jersey, which is white with still that lime green outline of the number, and then the dark green stripes. It looks pretty nice for an away jersey. But my big complaint, once again, just like the Battlehawks, is in the helmet. I love the 2020 New York Guardians helmet. I'll put it up on the screen right now. Look how it took up so much more of the helmet. It looked unique. That caught my eye. Absolutely. The Guardians in 2020 had one of my favorite jerseys and logos. I love their colors and their jerseys. But with the Orlando Guardians helmet, it's basic. It's really basic. It's a little more basic than I would have liked, especially when we talk about the later helmets, as we're going to talk about. But I don't know. I like it, again, a little bit better than the Battlehawks, because as much as I say it looks like the Alphas, I still think it's a unique color set, and it's cool-looking jerseys, it's badass-looking jerseys. So it's not the end of the world. I'm just a little disappointed in the helmet. I wish they blew up that Guardians logo a bit more where it was in 2020. Number 6, we have the Seattle Dragons. Now, if y'all remember from my logo ranking video, I didn't like the Dragons logo. I didn't. I thought it looked like a little kid made it. And I'm still not a big fan of it, all right, especially compared to the 2020 logo. I think we can all agree on that. But I think the XFL hit pretty well on these uniforms. First and foremost, you can see the helmet, orange helmet. That caught me by surprise because in 2020, orange was a color, but it was more navies and dark greens. You can really tell now that Dana Garcia and The Rock and Under Armour really wanted to implement that orange found in the fire of the Seattle Sea Dragons. Oh, my bad. I said the Dragons. Sea Dragons, my bad. But yeah, I really did enjoy the orange helmet. I think that's a nice add-on. And especially, I think that's going to look great with the home uniform, the home jersey. It's going to be orange on orange. I think that's going to be really cool. I'm going to be really excited for that. And I think they hit very well on the away jersey as well. You know, they have the white with the orange pants, but also like the Guardians with that sort of green stripe on the shoulder. I really liked it, especially considering how much I disliked the logo. I think the Dragons, the Sea Dragons, they have a great uniform. I can't wait to see what that orange on orange looks like. It's going to look pretty cool. All right, so if you're a Sea Dragons fan, good job on the uniforms. I think they look really nice. Going to number 5, we have the first Texas team on the list, the San Antonio Brahmas. Now, I know a lot of people had these jerseys ranked really, really well, top 3. I have them ranked number 5. And again, it was so hard to make this list because I literally love all the jerseys, but I just love the XFL. But anyways, the Brahmas, we were waiting for this because it was such a unique name, such unique branding. We were waiting for this uniform. And they hit well on the helmet. This is probably one of my favorite helmets in the league. It's the bullhorns. Look at that. I'm going to put it on the screen right now. Look at that helmet, folks. That looks so badass. That is beautiful, and I love that rugged yellow. It's not just a solid yellow. It's nice and rugged. It looks faded, very Texan. And then when we get into the actual jerseys, I think the color schemes look very unique. They look like very modern jerseys. I give them credit for that. out of the home and the away, I have to say I think the away is going to look pretty good too. I didn't watch the AAF, but I believe the Hot Rods, some Arizona team also had yellow. Pardon if I got that wrong. Reminds me a lot of them, but the Alamo Dome's going to be rocking with these things. I think, again, they look very modern. Great job bringing San Antonio back into the XFL, and I think these jerseys and these uniforms are going to be perfect for that. Why I rank them higher, or technically lower, it's just with the home, I don't know, I think I was just expecting a little more, but then I'm like, I don't know what else I was expecting type thing. Like, these are great looking uniforms. So I think that's why I didn't rank them as high as some other people. But still, the San Antonio Brahmas, great looking uniform, great looking helmet. Love that helmet. Number 4, we have the Las Vegas Vipers. Now, the Vipers, if y'all know, one of my favorite logos. I think they did a great job getting rid of that lime green, the dark green and the yellow from the Tampa Bay days in 2020. I'm glad they're in Las Vegas, and I'm glad they changed that color scheme. Now the color scheme is black, like a blood orange, and white. I love those colors, and it really shows here in this jersey. First of all, the helmet, that's scary. That is a scary looking helmet. Look at that. You have the all black with just that blood orange just oozing through, and it just looks scary. It looks real scary, and especially if Brian Scott goes to Las Vegas like we think he is. He's going to look good in that helmet. And then we get into the actual threads, the jerseys. I love the big Vipers across the chest, something a little different than we've seen from the other uniforms, the other jerseys. The home, I love the all black and that, again, dark red. That's going to look insane in Las Vegas, wherever they play. They still haven't found a field. But that black on black is going to be scary looking. It's going to be the New York Guardians, but plus some, all right? It's going to look scary. And the away, they hit on the away too. The all white with the black and the blood orange. Yeah, like if I was just an XFL fan in general and I wasn't as loyal as I am to the Roughnecks, as you can tell, I'd be buying Vipers stuff because it looks that great in my opinion. Really shows Las Vegas, Sin City. This just represents Sin City in my opinion. So, Las Vegas Vipers, great job. Really love those jerseys. Number 3. All right, this is the only time I am going to be talking really good of the Arlington Renegades. So I have the Arlington Renegades at number 3. And I really sort of like them better than the 2020 jerseys when it comes to just the jerseys itself. I like these a lot better. I especially like the away jerseys, that baby blue with that white. That's a clean looking jersey. That is a clean looking jersey. When they're here in Houston getting beat, at least they're going to get beat in style, right? For the home jerseys, again, it's that classic, that dark blue with the black and the red, classic Renegades colors. The helmet, I missed that old logo like I talked about in an earlier video, but it's sort of a matte helmet. It says right here, matte blue helmets. And I like how it sort of fades into that black as you sort of get to the top of the helmet. Overall, these are really nice. My favorite, though, is the away. This might be my favorite away jersey in the whole XFL. They hit very well on this. It's clean. They're going to look nice. They're going to be nice losing in style. I shouldn't be talking all this trash before the season's even started. It's going to bite me in my butt. Anyways, down to our final 2. Coming in at number 2, the DC Defenders. Now, as y'all know, I wasn't a big fan of their logo, especially compared to the 2020 logo. But these uniforms make up for it big time, folks. First of all, the helmet. Instead of just going for plain basic white, they went for that camo look to it. It looks just very, just military-esque, which is understandable for it being DC. But it looks great, especially if people have that red visor on like this picture shows. That's going to look clean, but just wait. You have the classic DC Defenders red home jerseys. I'm sorry, when I see this red jersey, I think Cardale Jones. They didn't really change it that much. This picture can't show the sides, but I believe the sides spell out DC, but it's like a cool way of doing it. I love the uniforms in total in 2020. And it looks like in the 2023 XFL, it's going to be the exact same pretty much with a few upgrades. And then, once again, this away jersey. This away jersey is going to look great with that helmet. The white on white with that sort of gray camouflage. You can see on the top of the away jersey that gray camouflage on the shoulders. It's going to look great. I love the 2020 Defenders away jerseys, that all white. This is bringing it up to another level, and I love that. I love that decision to not change it too much, but to add some minor things to make it a whole nother tier. So the DC Defenders, I have at number 2. Who? Number 1. Look, okay, I got something to admit. You can get mad at me all you want, but like I said in my logo ranking video, I'm the Roughnecks Analyst Podcast. I gotta love my own team's jerseys and uniforms, which I do, because coming in at number 1, the Houston freaking Roughnecks. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go on a rant a bit. People in the Twitter comments and stuff, oh, I like the 2020 jerseys better. I like the red. I like the gray. All this stuff. Folks, it ain't 2020 anymore. It's not 2020. This is a different XFL, different ownership. This is a different ball game than 2020. The uniforms are freaking phenomenal. I love these uniforms. The more I look at it, the more I like it. No joke. There's no more. I love the red, and I love the 2020 Roughnecks jerseys. Don't get me wrong, all right? But the XFL went with something different, and I respect them for that. You know, we're going with more navy and white being our main colors instead of that red and navy. And it looks like the Texans. It ain't the freaking Texans, all right? Because we're not going to win one game in a season. This is a different Houston team. And these are the uniforms that's going to tear the XFL apart. So let's take a look at these uniforms. You know, for some reason, I couldn't get the 3D model that they posted on Twitter. But I believe this will be our home jersey. As you can see, I got it off Twitter. Coach Wade Phillips there. I just love it. I love that splattered red in the numbers, and it's going to be that splattered red in the name as well. The XFL and the Under Armour have that sort of navy color going over it. It looks really clean. All right, it looks really clean. And you have the Roughnecks logos on the side here. Go on, looking at the next picture. Oh, look at that. So this is our away jersey, I believe, yes, which is all white pretty much with the navy pads. And then, again, for the home, it's the navy with the white pads. But I want to talk about the helmet, because I believe the helmet is my favorite part about this uniform. I heard people why can't we have the gray helmets back? First of all, it was too much like the Oilers. Second of all, people who hate this helmet, for the most part, don't realize that it's the Texas flag. As you can see in this first photo, you have that one side of the helmet, and then on the other, which is navy with the Roughnecks logo, and then on the other side, you have the player's number and the white on red. People, it's the freaking Texas flag on a football team's helmet. How can you not like that? You know, out of all 3 Texas teams, the Roughnecks are the ones with the Texas flag on their helmet. How crazy is that? Whoever's starting quarterback, Brandon Silvers, Caleb Ellaby, whoever is going to play phenomenal in this. Adrian Killens, he's going to be returning kickoffs in these helmets and these jerseys, and it's like nobody's business, all right? And he's going to look great in it as well. I love these. I absolutely love these uniforms. A huge fan of the helmet, though. I need to get myself one of these helmets, all right? And I already got into the pre-order list of, waiting. I'd say it's a list for the XFL jerseys. If you haven't done so already, I would go do that on the XFL shop, I believe. It's like you put in your information, they'll contact you when the pre-sales for the jerseys are getting released. I think the jerseys will be a lot better this year since it's Under Armour and not, I believe it was like an independent manufacturer in 2020. But one thing's for sure, that is my list. I'm happy with how the list turned out. So Battlehawks, Guardians, Sea Dragons, Brahmas, Vipers, Renegades, Defenders, and Roughnecks. Do you agree with me or do you disagree with me? Tell me in the comments down below. And if you want to tell me that you think the 2021s were better, go right ahead and tell me. But I'm just going to tell you again, these uniforms are going to grow on y'all if y'all don't like them. And let me tell you, they're 100 times better than the USFL ones too. I can tell you that much. I'd take these over the USFL jerseys and uniforms any day of the week. Any day of the week. But these are going to grow on you if you don't like them. The 2021s were great, but folks, we got to move on. All right, we got to move on. It's a new league. 2020 was in the past, and let it stay in the past. Let's remember it. But it's a new year. It's a new season. It's a new league, new ownership. We got to embrace this change now. So, folks, I hope you enjoyed this XFL jersey ranking. And I really hope this trash talking Arlington isn't going to bite me in the ass. Oh well, we'll have to wait and find out. Folks, I should have another video coming out pretty soon. I was going to make one, but finals, of course, and I didn't know the uniforms are going to get released, so I had to make this video before the one I'm planning. The one I'm planning should be out very soon after this video. So folks, if you enjoyed, please hit that subscribe button. And as always, go Roughnecks, baby, go H-Town. I'll see y'all later.